Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to the Fairy Amazon Challenge in The Sims 4. We are following the reign of Queen Justin Crocusfade, who has recently conceived her first child. But as she waits for her due date to get closer, fairy sickness has begun cropping up in the court. And it's spreading. The ailments which plague their kind has already affected Lady Supriya and Lady Bren. As a result, the Queen has had to renovate her clinic to make room for more apothecary tables. Every fairy is expected to do the utmost to take care of their health, and these new amenities will ensure they can. We are picking up at 7 p.m. on Thursday. As you can see, our fairies are hard at work, and unfortunately, Lady Brent has joined them because she too has an ailment. One of you lovelies did let me know that ailments are very frequent. I am trying to keep track of all the ailments that everyone has, but we will see how this goes. If this becomes unbearable, I might have to work something else out. For now though, I'm not too panicked by it. I did set the genetic sickness for 1% per ailment based on the assumption that we would have frequent ailments, but we'll see how that goes. Now, Bren, you can see her face, but also the rest of her skin, it's just covered in these green clovers, which is supposed to make her lucky, and I think you guys were asking also whether this luck magnet ailment would be considered an ailment, and yes, I think it would. The fairies would kind of generalize all the ailments under one umbrella. Where is Supriya? Supriya, oh, she's in her fairy house, but she has red dots all over her body. Brent also has these green markings, except hers is more like vines, which I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, it's like she's got vines all over her body, which is quite unfortunate. So far, somehow the Queen has evaded sickness, and I'm hoping it stays that way. But guys, the fairies can actually forage for apothecary ingredients once they reach apothecary skill level 2. So I was kind of wondering whether the fairies should all do the apothecary skill until they reach level 2 minimum. Like, that should be part of their education for every single fairy. However, I don't want my healthy fairies and my sick fairies to share the clinic, so I probably won't get anyone else to practice the skill until everyone has been healed. While we have sick fairies, I do want them to be the only ones using the clinic to heal themselves. So that's kind of one thing. And what is this? A midlife crisis alert? Okay, well, some of our fairies are having a midlife crisis apparently. Also, I was being an absolute goose bucket last time, and I was completely misunderstanding the whole fairy dust situation. It kept saying 1 fairy dust required, and I assumed it meant that you need a total of 1, but no, it meant there's 1 more pile of fairy dust required. And you lovelies, a few of you actually clarified for me in the comments of the last video, saying that you need 5 piles of fairy dust to use, not the 2 that I was saying. I don't even know where I got my information from. But if we go, for example, to Katarina, because she has 5 piles of fairy dust, she can regenerate emotional force, which is wonderful. So the piles of fairy dust that all the ladies were dropping everywhere, that was actually valid fairy dust. And sometimes, apparently, they do have a visual glitch where their wings will not show. The only workaround that I have found is to reset them, or to get them to hide their fairy form and then transform back, but that's too much work. So I probably will just reset any of the fairies who are not displaying emotions. And oh, is Brant cleaning? This is very, very sweet of you, Brant, but I'm also realizing that sweet Brant is being sweet in the Queen's chamber, and I don't want the Queen to get sick. That would not be good. You know, it would have been nice if you could just clean the toilet while you're at it, because the toilet is dirty. What if that is the thing spreading sickness? Like, that's not good. But okay, we do have, Brent and Katerina that are the counselors. Supriya and Bren aren't. And out of the two of them, Bren is the youngest one in court, so I feel like she would kind of be made to clean the toilet, if anything. So yeah, she's gonna scrub. Typically, I don't get my Amazon ladies to go and do the cleaning because, they're nobles, right? And royals. But if we absolutely do need to do something, I just go by whoever's lowest in the hierarchy. And Bren is the lowest in the hierarchy right now. Whether that is status or age, just everything all together. Also, I'm noticing my trees are looking prettier and prettier. Things are coming to life, and that is very, very nice. We are easing even more into the spring season, which makes me very happy. But okay, now that I've gotten those introductory things done, you guys, you need to come back. If you are not sleepy, you honestly should be working more on all of this. You should be working on this. On all of this, if you guys are not sleepy. Because we need cures. But yes, now that this is done, I might start getting some whims in for our ladies. Yeah, because I kind of want to get to know them a little bit better and what's going on in their minds. I want to know their personalities a little bit more. We have Bren the Builder. She was the one who pretty much designed the entire Royal Fairy Grounds. We have Brent the Painter. We have Katerina the Butcher. And we have Supriya the Innkeeper. So I've got those general backgrounds in my head, but I want to get to know them more. We haven't gotten a chance to see what's going on in their heads exactly. This is a bit of a sight for us to come back to, but I wanted to show you guys really quickly what it looks like when we use the fairy dust to absorb our emotions, just because I want a badge of achievement for listening to your comments and figuring out that yes, we can use the fairy dust. It is not fake glitched fairy dust, it is actual fairy dust. We just need 5. So, Brent, once you get out of the bath, can we regenerate? Let's see. Your emotional force. And I love that they drop fairy dust everywhere, now that I know that fairy dust is low-key precious. Okay, she's gonna go out, and someone needs to clean that toilet. I'm gonna be sending Bren? We're gonna be waking up Bren to clean that toilet. By the way, these are the cute, quaint little bathrooms that we have in the inner commons. There's 2 over here, which I did not show in the tour because they were really tiny and very basic, and I kind of just looped them into the same area as the kitchen, but there we go. That's what they are. And these ladies, they probably won't really need to use the bathrooms unless, I guess they do. They use the tubs and everything, which is kind of nice. And oh look, this is her using the regenerate emotional force. So she's absorbing all that fairy dust. How cute is that? So the fairies do use it. I think initially some of you were saying that they don't really need to use the bathrooms, which I kind of get because they should be able to get a lot of their things up just from nature itself. And I think with plants that they plant, so not the decorative plants, but the harvestable plants, they can actually interact with them to get a whole bunch of things. Yeah, they can cleanse in nature, which makes a ton of sense. So the bathrooms most likely will be for the kids, but hey, our fairies are using it, and oh my goodness, look at them! I love the fact that they turn into tiny little fairies and do things like this. This is so cute. I love it. I remember in The Sims 3, your fairies could turn tiny, but they were like sparklies. You couldn't actually see them properly, the actual sim. But I love that they went ahead and turned your actual sim into a tiny little fairy. Not so small that you can't see them, but that is way too cool. I love that they autonomously do stuff like this and interact with a whole bunch of things. They can also like sleep on pianos and everything. I wonder if they can sleep on the organ. They should be able to. They can shrink and sleep everywhere, which is adorable. I love that. Okay, now that I'm done gushing over that, let's do some whims. We are picking up at 9 a.m. on Friday to start off on our whims. Lady Bren is already trying to escape into the fairy house, but I am so sorry, honey. I'm gonna have to yank you out of there because you are required. Now, she wanted to paint on an easel, and I think I remember in her intro saying that she wanted to help record how the fairies would use the spaces she designed. And I think, given that she is currently sick, and we have our two ailing fairies working very hard at the clinic, she would want to maybe record this scene right here at the clinic. So I am very, very tempted. We actually have this easel. I'm gonna temporarily put this easel here. Is that far enough? I hope so. Maybe here. I want to temporarily put this easel here. We have one by the pool. I don't want to move that because I like the placing. But I want her to come and paint from reference. And she is going to try and capture that scene of them working at the clinic. And that painting is going to go in our gallery, which is going to be very exciting. So let's go ahead and do that, Bren. I mean, the situation and the circumstances are a little bit dire, but I get the feeling that Bren is the type of fairy who finds a positive note in everything. So she would most definitely kind of see the... Oh, we could capture one fairy, but I want to capture both of them. I kind of want to get the apothecary tables as well. I mean, this might be reasonable. But yeah, I feel like she's the type of fairy who sees the positive in everything. And despite the fact that they, as a people, are quite sick, genetically sick and ailing, I think that she would see the way the fairies in the court are using the clinic that she helped design, even the renovations I imagine she played a part in. And she would feel really good about what she's done, about the fact that she has managed to once more bring people together, even when they're sick, bring them together to help heal one another. So see if we can go get her to work on that painting. This is kind of nice as the first painting that we are going to have in the gallery. Oh, I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. I love the whole idea of whenever our Sims get the whim to paint, we get them to do that, add it to the gallery, use it for decor in the next generation. It's wonderful. And funnily enough, sometimes we capture memories that are a little bit unexpected with our Sims that might not seem like much or might seem random at the time, but down the line you kind of see connections you did not see coming. And oh no, our queen is sick, guys. Our queen. And she has the same sickness as Brant. Oh my goodness, Brant. Okay, yeah, she's feeling queasy. Oh no. Queen Justin felt a little queasy earlier and hoped it was nothing, but now it's obvious she has a full-blown ailment. Maybe she didn't wash her hands enough, or maybe it was from that odd-looking sim she was introduced herself to recently. Whatever the case, she has to deal with it. That is not good news. That is not good news. She has the greeny meanie ailment. Gardening creeps into Queen Justin's... Hold on a second, I'm reading. Thoughts like a vine. It just makes sense, and everything else just makes her angry. Oh no. Well, this does mean since she has had her first ailment during this pregnancy, she hasn't given birth yet, her genetic sickness, so they all start off with 0 genetic sickness and then it increases based on how many ailments they have. So right now, the queen, Brant, Supriya, and Bran have a genetic sickness of 1%. And now if the queen gives birth to this baby is going to be born with a genetic sickness of 1%. So their starting is not going to be 0, it's going to be 1. Oh no. And now her risk of dying from childbirth has also increased. It is now at 2%. Oh my goodness, Queenie. Oh, that makes me feel terrible. That makes me feel terrible. Oh, well, that's kind of what we have going on. And this makes me realize that the sooner these ladies have their babies in life or in a reign during the breeding season, the better it is going to be for them, because there is less chance of them having unhealthy children. Think about it. The further along or the closer to the end of the breeding season you have your child or you get pregnant, the more likely you will have gone through more ailments, so your bloodline is going to get weaker. Yikes. Okay, well, the queen is feeling quite mad. But, Bren, did you finish your painting? I mean, she can... Did she? Look at that! That actually looks so pretty. That looks so pretty. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. I want to pop this in the gallery. That is actually so pretty. And we want to move this out of the way. So I'm just gonna... I'll just pop it there. I'll pop it there so it's out of the way. We can move it around when we need to at some point in the future. Maybe just pop it here. There we go. It's out of the way. Let's go ahead, add this to the gallery. Okay, come here, my beautiful painting. Look at that. We have this lovely painting in the gallery now. The colors are just so pretty. Oh my goodness. Okay, well that would make like really nice decor in the future. So okay, that's done with Bren. Kayla? Well, thank you, Kayla, that you're excited for the baby between Izzy and the Queen. Let's see. Give me a whim I can work on, please, Queenie. What's going through your mind, apart from the fact that you are sick? Confess to being socially awkward. Okay, she wants to confess to being socially awkward. So we talked briefly about this in her intro, but Queen Justin was chosen by the nature spirits collectively. However, she is not really sure if she has what it takes as a queen. She's kind of going through the motions, but I don't think she has found in herself that belief yet, because she has always been socially awkward, and managing a court is a very social thing, so she's not quite sure how cut out she is for all of this. Having a baby girl and crown princess would definitely, I think, give her that boost of confidence she needs. And she kind of wants to confess to one of her court members that she's socially awkward, maybe so that they can help her a little bit more. So let's take a look at her relationships to see what's going on here. Oh wow, she's managed to build some really good friendships with someone. She has a good compatibility with Katarina, which is kind of cool. But she has a 72 with Brant, a 22 with Supriya, a 67 with Katarina, and a 21 friendship with Bren. So she's gonna go to Brant. And Brant, I'm gonna get you up because the queen wants to tell you she's socially awkward. This is nice though, because Katarina and Brant are actually the queen's counselors that she picked. And it's very encouraging to see that she has managed to develop like a really good friendship with both her counselors. So let's see if we can go to her, and where would that be? Where would that be? Where would we confess? I am actually unsure. Like, where would you confess to being socially awkward? I don't know where this would go into. I mean, it's great that she wants to do that, but where the heck can I do that? It's not in complaints, it's not in affection, it's not in hobbies or deep thoughts. It's not in stories or small talk. I don't know where this is. I actually don't know where this is. Okay. Is it under... I don't think it's a fairy thing. I don't think it's a fairy thing. Well, we'll just get her to invite to feel baby, and we'll say that she confessed to being socially awkward. That's what we'll do. So go to Brant. And, I mean, both of you are sick with the same sickness, so it's not as though there's going to be any point to you avoiding her. But she's going to go ahead. She wants to tell Brant that as the birth of the crown princess, she's feeling more and more nervous. She doesn't even know if she has what it takes to be queen, and what if this baby proves that she really isn't cut out for it? Like, what if it's a boy? So she's gonna discuss all of these things with her closest counselor, Lady Brandt. But I kind of feel for Queen Justin. She definitely seems the opposite to Queen Darling in our Vampire Amazon series. Darling, I think, was quite self-absorbed, and she had so many wins and victories, and she felt really good about herself all the time. Like any excuse to talk up herself. But with Justin, I think Justin has a lot of insecurities, and she's really uncertain and unsure. But she does have a sense of responsibility because she's still going through all the things she needs to do as queen. Okay, Lady Brandt wants to be friendly with a non-household Sam. Okay, so that would be Lady Kayla. I'm thinking maybe after the conversation with the queen, she's probably reassured the queen that you are going to have a baby girl. Don't worry about it. Just have faith in the fact that the nature spirits chose you for a reason. And let's see, it was Lady Kayla. And she is immediately going to go to the caretaker, Lady Kayla, because I think she wants to reassure the queen by making sure that Kayla is going to take really good care of her baby. So let's, discuss world peace. Well, I mean, this royal child does have a lot to do with the peace of the Fey Forest and the future of the Fey Forest. So Brandt, I'm not sure where exactly you guys are going. Oh, okay. Are you going to do a massage or something? I'm not sure. Where's Kayla? No, you need to go talk to Kayla. Come on, let's go talk. Let's brighten her day. Brandt? I don't know what's going on with Brandt. Brandt, I'm gonna reset you. I want you to go and flatter. Come on, Brandt. Come on. Let's get a move on. Brandt, we had such a good thing going. Oh my goodness, what is going on with her? Is something wrong with Kayla? I hope not. Come on, let's, I don't think you want to gossip about neighbors necessarily. Let's just flatter her. There we go. I don't know what was going on. One of them needed to be reset. But let's go to the caretaker. Let's tell the caretaker, not necessarily that the queen has concerns, but it is going to be a big deal for this baby to be born, for this crown princess to be born. And she wants Kayla to take every precaution necessary to make sure that this child has a healthy and fruitful childhood and is well raised. So she's discussing that with Kayla. She's trying to help with Queen Justin's burdens. Okay, excellent. Now, Katarina, the only fairy who has yet to get sick. She currently has a 100%... Oh, not 100, what am I saying? She's got a 0% genetic sickness so far. She wants to analyze a book. Okay, this is a great excuse to get away from all the fairies trying to talk to you. But let's go ahead and... let's see. Let's just grab a book. We have a few. We'll just grab a book and analyze this book. Actually, analyzing the bathroom may not be what I was intending. What about we go up to the gallery? Let's go and take a seat in the gallery. Come on, let's go take a seat in the gallery, away from all the sick fairies, since you're the only one with a completely healthy bloodline right now. Let's try and maintain this health. Yeah, okay. She's gonna go off to the gallery. She's gonna have some quiet time. She's gonna read. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, Katerina, she was the butcher in the human village. And even though she kind of left all of that and was frustrated by humans, maybe she would be trying to still understand what exactly it is about the humans that makes them live in such a different way to the fairies. And maybe she would be kind of curious about why the fairies are the sick ones when the fairies are magically superior to the humans. What is it about them that makes them so susceptible to ailments compared to the average human? And I think she would also be curious about the vampires. How the vampires so perfect and untouched by any of this sickness, since the vampires are one of their neighboring queendoms. So there we go. Katerina is going to be analyzing all of that. So we'll let her complete it. And then Supriya, what's going on with Supriya? She wants to play chess. Okay, Supriya. Now Supriya is one of our jealous sims. So far, things have been okay, but she has the potential to make things a little bit more dramatic. But we'll have to see how that goes and what kind of relationships she forms. Now, there is a chess table. There is one in the queen's quarters. I mean, the queen is already sick, but I don't want to be sending sick sims to her chamber. Let's come here by the pool and see who she might want to play with. She's too uncomfortable. She's too uncomfortable to play chess. Supriya. Nobody's, oh geez, I didn't want to do that. Nobody's been planting anything either. Nobody's really been planting anything. Ooh, a live houseplant. Interesting. I was kind of hoping Kayla or one of the breeders like Izzy would go and plant things of their own accord, but so far that hasn't happened. Also, this plot keeps changing its color, which bothers me a lot. That is not the color you're supposed to be. I don't know what it is about it. It keeps changing. Okay. Well, can we come up here and get you to have a bath? Let's go take a bath, and then we'll see if you're in a slightly better mood and able to play chess, because I think who she plays chess with is gonna tell us a bit more about her. Oh, she's still so uncomfortable from that, the sonic sinus, so I don't think she's gonna be able to play. Oh no, she can. Well, let's see, who does she want to play with? So typically I say that whoever they have the least relationship is who they want to get to know more about. So when I do a lot of these games, that's how I decide who they play with. And right now, she has the least relationship with Lady Brant, who she also has a bad compatibility with. We did say earlier that Brant and Katerina, they are the closest fairies to the queen right now. And given that Queen Justin just told Brant about her insecurities, and even though she has two counselors, she's been spending more time with Brant, I think Supriya would feel a little bit left out. I mean, she came to the fairy grounds with a lot of hopes and aspirations, and I think she would get maybe a little bit jealous seeing that the queen is spending so much time with Brant. So she would want to talk to Brant, or I think she would want to play chess with Brant as a way of figuring out, like, what is it about Brant that is better than her? How is Brant better than her? Because obviously, in her mind, she is just as good as, if not better than, Brant. So I think she would be trying to figure out what's going on in the queen's mind and in Brant's mind. Like, what did the queen talk to you about? Why couldn't she talk to any of us about that? Supriya would be curious about all of these things. And Supriya has black wings, right? Or was that Katerina? No, Supriya has white wings. Sorry. Supriya, and I think it was who was it? Brent? I think Supriya and Brent were the ones in the last episode who were actually looking at the queen's breeding, like the fairy woohoo in the sky. I think they were facing the queen, because I remember the two fairies with black wings, Bren and Katerina, they were the ones not looking. They were kind of looking away and giving the queen a bit more privacy. So obviously we know that Brent is close to and quite invested in the queen. And now we are finding out that Supriya can be quite jealous, and she kind of wants to be as close as Brent is. So I think all of those pieces together makes a lot of sense to me why Supriya would feel the way she does, why she would feel as left out as she does. But okay, that is what we managed to get done for all of our whims, which I think is quite nice. And oh look, Izzy is visiting us. And Brent, of her own accord, is actually cleaning the queen's toilet, which I wholeheartedly approve of. I do approve of. I am so sorry that we cannot invite you in. Can we get Brent to maybe invite you in? But look, she's like polishing all the toilets to perfection. Is there another toilet you have yet to clean? No? Okay, let's invite him in, Izzy, in, since you're already here. We'll go do that. But it is so nice when the fairies do their part to clean up, isn't it? Okay, excellent. So she's invited him in, or greeted him at least. Maybe telling him that the queen isn't quite here. And I think we're good to go, guys. With that said and done, I am going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.